Great new day to all my self-care family and friends. Welcome to another episode of the Room to Breathe podcast. I am your host, Life Coach 614, and I am so thrilled to have each and every one of you here with us today. Whether you are tuning in for a dose of inspiration or just a moment of calm, you've reached the right place. Before we dive into today's topic, just a quick reminder for you. If you are enjoying the show, don't forget to tap the screen, like, comment, and share. Your support helps us to connect with more amazing people like you. And if we're not friends already, be sure to give us a follow, subscribe to our channel, so that way you never miss out on our latest content. I also invite you to visit our website at theselfcareclub.org. We have some awesome affirmative apparel, motivational merch, and a bunch of free resources waiting just for you. It's all about empowering yourself and embracing your journey. No matter what challenges you are currently facing in life, remember that you are not alone on this path. We're in this together, supporting and uplifting each other every step of the way. It is time for us to choose to prioritize our well-being, to embrace our growth, and to find peace in this present moment. So let's get ready to breathe, reflect, and grow together.
In the quiet moments, that's where I'll find a little room to breathe, leave it all behind. Give me room to breathe, I need some time to heal my heart, to clear my mind. Gonna love myself, yeah, I believe in the power of me. Just give me room to breathe.
Our topic of discussion today is return to sender. Growing past who I used to be. Yeah, tell them, Perk, return to sender, honey. So look, today I thought it would be cool for us to just kind of dive into something that I know that we all know way too well, right? And that is people trying to bring us back to our past when we have moved forward. And I don't know about y'all, maybe y'all have had this happen to you before, right? Somebody comes around reminiscing about the good old days, acting like, you know, they know you because they knew the old you, right? But you know what? We're going to go ahead and start returning that energy to sender, right? Return to sender, no forwarding address. Like, just let them know, y'all, you can't sit here. Because I feel like there are some people who visit my past more than I do, honestly, right? And I be like, I don't live there anymore. I sold the entire building. You know what I'm saying? Like, baby, I sold the building. I don't reside there anymore. You cannot reach me. Return to sender, right? And look, when I say I sold the building, y'all, I mean that. The whole structure is gone. And if someone keeps showing up there, they're just going to find a nice little sold sign out front. And they probably out there wondering like, hello? Is anybody home? Meanwhile, I'm on the other side of town, right? Talk about, no, I'm not. Because that version of me is gone. Right? Old me, that's gone. I moved into a new space, right? And I'm only filling it with things that support my growth, things that support my peace. And you know, I think part of, you know, why people struggle with this is because they're still comfortable with our old selves. Yeah, I'm in a penthouse now, baby. I'm over here enjoying the finer things. So, you know, it's like people get so comfortable with the old you and they have like this mental photo album of who we used to be. And they cling to that because it's so familiar for them. It's predictable. But like, here's the thing, y'all, when it comes to growth is not predictable. So they didn't know what to do, right? And we know that growth is messy. It's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's downright awkward, right? It's like when you upgrade your phone, right? We go out here and we get this new phone. We done upgraded the phone, y'all. And then we realize that half of our apps, our favorite apps, are no longer compatible with this phone? Like all of a sudden you've got a new system, but these apps don't work. And you know what? We have to be okay with the discomfort. We've got to get used to not fitting into other people's expectations anymore, right? Right, Rosie? And guess what? If other people are not okay with the new and improved version of us, well, that's okay. Like I said, return to sender. Back to where you go. Because if I'm too much, baby, going down there and find less, right? And y'all, I get it. I promise you, I get it. It is hard to let go of that comfort, right? It is hard to. But like for me, growth has been like flipping a house that I never thought I'd be living in. You know what I mean? I thought I'd get a place where I'd have it all figured out, right? And, I thought that everything would be smooth and polished. But instead, growth is like living in the middle of a construction zone. There's dust everywhere. The walls are half painted. Your floorboards are creaking. Anybody else live that? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like everywhere you turn, there's an under construction sign. And some people, they show up and go like, I liked it better before you tore it all up. Right, Mr. Awesome? People from your past want to come back and say, I liked you better when you lacked boundaries. I liked you better when you did everything we wanted. But now you done tore everything up and you just started upgrading and remodeling. I liked your old you. Right? And of course, here I am like, well, that's nice. But, I'm the one living this life. I'm the one living in this body. This is my skin. So if I want to upgrade, baby, I'm going to upgrade. This is my life to live, not yours, right? And so if they're not here to help me paint a new life, if they're not here to help me lay down some new floors for me to walk on, then baby, they could find their way out the same door they came in. Toodles. Peace, right? No hard feelings. And sometimes I'll get people who say, but remember when you used to? I'm going to stop you right there. I remember everything I need to remember. Clearly you do too. But this is not a reminisce. So I simply just cut them off before they even get too deep in the story. And I'll be like, I remember, but I've done work since then. Right? I've done work since then. See, in the process of me doing work, I tapped into my own shadows, right? I did the work. So I tell them, honey, I've already unpacked my own past and I'm good. Do you see those things here? Do you see those people here? No, baby, because I already unpacked and they didn't make the cut. They were the weakest link. But I'm stronger now. Right? I'm stronger now, so I don't need none of that. Because again, I've already unpacked my own mess. I'm doing the work. But it always feels like they're trying to drag a little piece of the past back with them. As if they don't trust that, this new me, or, they don't believe that this is what it is now. It's like they think that you're going through a phase. She's just acting like she's healing, but she's still not healed. She acts like she doesn't like toxic stuff, but she still be messy. They think that the boundaries that you've set are just, little phase that she's going through. Right, Butter? Thank you, love. They think it's just a little phase that you're going through. And that's the real kicker, y'all. When somebody implies that the work that you are doing on yourself, the work that you're doing to better yourself is just a passing trend, when they think that the boundaries that you've set for yourself, the growth that you've earned is just a trend, right? They want to think that you for play. Man, listen, there's nothing else I think would rank higher to make me want to flex on them even more, y'all. Right? Like nothing makes you want to put up a big, bold return to sender stamp. Like I just want to stamp it right on their forehead. When somebody come up and they be talking the old mess to me, I'ma just go right on their forehead, y'all. Return to sender. Cause let me tell y'all something. Hey Adidas Track, welcome in. So listen, let me tell y'all. One of the things that I have learned is that there are some people who cannot follow you to new places. And that's okay. Right? I understand that as we begin to evolve and we begin to grow, we want to lay a new foundation for people, right? And so we upgrade, we want to get a bigger house so we can fill it with more family, more people, right? We want to do all of these things so that way we continue to grow and we build our communities. But we must understand that some people cannot go with you to the next place. And we have to be okay with that. We have to trust the process and understand that the universe knows what it's doing. And when we think about growth, we have to understand that growth means creating a life that feels true for us, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. And that's not an easy thing to accept, especially when you have a very giving nature, right? It means that there comes a point where you must say goodbye to some relationships in order to allow that person to change, to grow, and to evolve. Right, First Lady? MK, welcome in, bruh. So again, sometimes we simply have to say goodbye to some relationships, even if it feels lonely at first. Because again, letting go of the things that no longer serve us, letting go of the relationships that no longer serve us, that is essential for our peace. Right? Peace doesn't come from holding on to the things that you're used to just because it feels safe and comfortable, right? That's not where peace lies. Peace comes from showing up as your unapologetic, authentic self and knowing that it's okay, right? Knowing that the reflection that you see in the mirror when you're standing there by yourself is okay. Sometimes I hear people say, I hear people say things like, but if you're not that person anymore, who are you? And the truth is, I just let them know, you know what, that's a good question, and I'm figuring it out every day. I don't have to explain who I am to you. I'm who I've always been. Even in the Bible, it says, when I was a child, I acted like a child, I talked like a child, I walked like a child. But once I grew up and I became a man, I put my childish things away. So when somebody asks me, okay, well, if you're not this person anymore, who are you? I'm figuring that out every day. Right, India? Growth isn't about finding some final, polished version of ourselves. Growth is a process. Growth is trying things, taking a breath, making a mistake or failing at something and trying it again, right? And so if somebody's waiting for the old me to reappear, well, grab the stamp, return to sender, because I'm not that person. And even if I tried to be, I could never be that person again. So when they keep showing up, waiting for the old Shantae to come out, I just have to let them know I'm not that person. I've packed up, I've moved on, and I don't owe anyone a tour of this new place. This piece, I don't owe anybody an explanation for. And here's another thing that I want to touch on. Let's talk about guilt. right? Because the more you try to grow and the more you try to better yourself, the more guilty they try to make you feel, right? The more guilty they try to make you feel. Because, like, wow, right? Doesn't guilt get in the way of you setting your boundaries? So they're going to try to guilt you because they want to distract you so you cannot focus on the boundaries that you're trying to set. You know, we start thinking, oh, but, you know, they've been in my life for so long, or they know my history, or they're going to think I'm being selfish. But let me ask you this. If somebody is holding on to the old version of you, who's really being selfish? Is it me? Right? Because if the old me has evolved and grown, the old me has leveled up. So that means the old me moved on. So if I have somebody who is still holding on to the old me, who's really being selfish? Like, why won't you let me go? Why are you trying to put me in a box? Why are you trying to cap my potential? Right? Who's really refusing to grow? And so when I think about it that way, I realize that, you know what, I'm not being selfish because I want more out of life. And if you're comfortable where you are, then hey, that's fine. That's your business. Hopefully I'll see you later. But it won't be down here because I'm not coming back. We talked about this, y'all. There's no going back. We are allowed to protect our peace and to move on without dragging their guilt along with us. I'm not taking it anymore. Listen, I got enough of my own luggage to carry. I don't need your suitcase of guilt. And y'all, listen, I'll admit it. It has not always been easy to throw up a return to sender sign. Sometimes I felt like I owed people access to me, the old me, right? Almost like it was a debt that I had to pay. And then I realized something. I'm the one who has to live with my choices. I'm the one who has to live with my peace. I'm the one who has to live with my sanity. And so if I keep opening the door to people who only see the old me, who am I really helping? Right? Certainly not myself. Growth is about creating space to honor ourselves. And sometimes that has to mean closing doors. And I mean, it could be a gentle close. I ain't saying y'all gotta run around here slamming the door off the hinge. But growth means sometimes closing doors gently but firm. Welcome back, Shan. And y'all, let's be real. Let's be real, right? If we ain't gonna be nothing else, let's be real. Sometimes we do the same thing to ourselves, right? Sometimes we do the same thing to ourselves. We're our own visitors of the past. Anybody else relate with this? Sometimes we visit the past ourselves. We take these strolls down memory lane, right? And I can honestly admit it. There are days when I catch myself replaying moments and thinking about old decisions. And there are times when I have to remind myself, return to sender. I don't need to linger in those places anymore. They didn't serve me then. They are not serving me now. Right? I have to remind myself that I learned my lessons. I got everything that I was going to get from that situation. return to sender. I'm moving on. I've moved on. I've grown. I've healed, right? And so if you've ever felt that pull to revisit your past or to dig up some things that you thought you were over, just remember, you're not that person anymore. Remind yourself that you sold the building, and there's no need to go back and check in on it. That's not your problem. And I know that as I'm saying this, maybe some of you are thinking of a friend or a family member or even a situation that keeps pulling you back to your old self. It's okay to have those memories, but you don't have to make them define you. For some of you who are struggling to let go of a particular situation, maybe you need to spend some time writing it down, right? Write it down, and at the end, write return to sender. Because journaling, again, is one of the best ways to get what doesn't belong inside of our mind out. Inspired Rising Stream, welcome in. So again, if you are stuck in a particular situation where you're constantly thinking about something that has happened, or you have an issue with someone who's trying to drag you back to your past, something that you felt like you've escaped, but it keeps grabbing onto you, right? You need to write it down. And at the end, I want you to grab red ink, y'all. Return to sender. Big, bold letters. Return to sender. It is time for us to begin to release those attachments. We are here to grow. We are here to heal. We are not here to be the monument of who we used to be. Thank you, MK. Right? I'm not here to be on display for the person that I used to be. And I've already paid the price. Whatever it was, right? I've already paid the price for these situations, for the old me. But the universe saw fit to allow me to still be here, right? And so I'm growing. I'm not, some piece to put up in your museum to keep coming back to and reminiscing. That's not me. And I know that growth can feel lonely. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. When you start setting boundaries, some people are just going to fall away. And that stings. It hurts. Because these are people that you honestly thought were in it for the long haul. These are people that you thought were here for you. Only to realize they really weren't. They were here for what you could do for them. What you could provide them, right? So I know that when, people that you thought were for you fall off, it stings. But you've got to ask yourself, are those people really here for me if they can't meet me where I'm at now? Like, change is uncomfortable. But it is also the only way that you are going to be able to create a life that truly reflects who you are. Those people who are meant to be in your life will adjust accordingly. I promise you, the people who are meant to be in your life, they'll make the journey with you. It's no different, when you have a friend or a relative and you travel out of town, right? They don't have to live in your city. But if you want to see them, you're going to get on a plane, you're going to take a train, you'll do whatever it is by any means necessary so you can go spend time with them, right? So for the people who are meant to be, they will be in your life. They will make it a point to meet you where you are. So as people begin to fall off, Don't, play this tug of war with yourself where you only end up hurting yourself. You got to drop the rope. You have to let it go. You have to trust the process and understand that the universe is not going to make a mistake. Sometimes we don't understand that God is removing certain people out of us to grow us to another place. We constantly talk about how he makes our enemies, turns our enemies into our footstool. Some of y'all keep picking people up out the mud, dusting them off and trying again. So we have to understand that what's for us is for us. Which means, if it's for us, then you'll be here. If it is meant for you to be in my life, you will be here. And if it's not, you won't be. We always say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Y'all do understand that some of the weapons that you're dealing with are the people that you are entertaining. And the universe is trying its best to block things. But you just keep going around it and be like, oh, I'm sorry you can't get in. Come through this door. Oh, let me throw down a ladder. Climb up this rope. And y'all's angels up there like, here she go again. We built a wall. She put in a new door. We blocked the door. She gave them a ramp. We added some stairs. She put in an elevator. You know what I'm saying? Like the universe is like this one right here. The force is strong with this one right here. So again, we have to remember that, growth is about taking back the power that defines us on our terms. We define us, right? So that means we have to, start setting the standard high for the people that we allow in our space. God's got a blessing for me, right? God's got a plan for me. So I know that I'm not supposed to just be here, that I'm supposed to make it up here. So because I know that there's a calling on me, I got to be careful with the company that I keep. I can't keep sitting here entertaining mediocre, basic mess, right? Because there's something more that I'm supposed to be doing. So that means I got to set a high standard. I cannot be afraid to be expensive because I'm valuable. I am one of a kind. And here's the beautiful thing. When you start setting boundaries and you step into the new version of yourself, you begin to attract people who are right there with you. You attract the people who are also in a growth mindset. You stop chasing, right? You stop chasing because you know that there's more for you. And so when you set those boundaries and you step into the new version of you, you start to attract more people who are right for you. People who see the new space that you've built and they don't ask you for a tour of the past, right? People who respect that there's no forwarding address. If I wanted you to come with me, I'd have brought you with me. So there's no forwarding address, right? Because I don't need people who want to bring up my past. I need the people who recognize who I am now, who I am today. My past doesn't matter to them. They're here to know me right now. And so here's my reminder for you as we start to wrap up. Don't let anyone, and when I say anyone, I mean anyone, take up space in your life who only wants to visit your past. I need you to put that return to sender sign up. Move forward and make room for the people who genuinely support your growth. Okay? I need for you to make room for the people who genuinely support the person that you are today. Let them be the ones that you build with. Let them be the ones who get to see you here and now in the present form. Let them see who you truly are. I hope that this resonates with you. I hope that you feel more empowered to close the doors of your past and to make room for new, healthy connections and experiences. And remember, if anyone shows up looking for the old you, just remind them. Return to sender. No forwarding address. As we wrap up today's episode, I just want to say thank you for joining us. If you've enjoyed our time together, be sure to give us a follow, subscribe to our channel, so that way you never miss out on our latest content. And don't forget to visit our website at theselfcareclub.org. We have affirmative apparel and other motivational merch, as well as a treasure trove of free resources designed just for you. Whether you are looking to elevate your self-care game or just find some extra inspiration to get you through the day, know that we've got you covered. I thank each and every one of you for being a part of our Self-Care Club community, and I'm excited to connect with you all again soon. But until the next time, I encourage you to keep breathing, stay positive, and remember that you will always be supported here at the Self-Care Club. Don't be afraid to take up space and make a little room for you to breathe. I pray that each and every one of you have an amazing day on purpose, filled with nothing but purpose, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you.
I found my